All right. So accountant, happy tax day. If you celebrate.
Oh,
Don't
I
mean,
didn't.
Don't
I
mean
didn't
to
think about it.
Don't mean to offend anyone.
Yeah.
If not, if you don't celebrate, good luck with the IRS and all that stuff.
If you don't celebrate, if you don't pay taxes,
Yeah. So the accountant 2016 is coming out. Well, I was going to release this the 15th, so it's the 15th, but today, April 11th, comes out in 2 weeks. What do you think the critic rating for Rotten Tomatoes is for the accountant?
I think it's above 70. I think it's above 80. Let's say like 82.
You're very off, and I was equally
wow.
surprised about this.
They
And
say
I
it was
wish
low.
the thing would fucking load. I have the range, but the thing I went to reviews, and so now it's okay. I have it now. So, do you want a second guess? Because you're very high.
If I'm very high, let's say 63.
Still high.
What?
Critics gave this a 53% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Why? Why did they not like it?
Audience score? You want to guess audience score?
I think audience was higher.
Definitely.
Audience 85.
77.
Okay.
All right, so reviews. Here we'll find out why.
Yeah.
Here's the funny thing. You go into reviews, you see mostly good reviews, and so you're going, where is this low percentage coming from?
You get one person that's like, I didn't like it. 0.
Right. So you got the climax develops tremendously, not just quickly, but also extremely bumpily, to the point that the intriguing setup will surely be forgotten. I don't
feel like I agree with that.
Yeah, I don't like it at all. Although it's tempting to forgive the film's structural zigzagging, the ludicrously, there we go, convenient twists and questions spoil its overall effect. Wrong.
Yeah, I don't feel like I agree with that either.
So like I'm trying to find like actual decent ones because a couple of them are like,
give me facts.
well, because you have like these one sentence ones, like almost bad summary style. It's like,
Oh.
it's 5 different kitschy movies in one.
Nah.
The movie was like Jason Bourne, the CPA. Now that's a good line.
Okay, that's.
But I
decent.
wouldn't say that's why it's bad.
Yeah.
Like if you're even saying that it's bad.
Well, I feel like if that's the case, you hated Jason Bourne too.
Right. The film manages to torpedo the autistic community in slutifying fashion, envisioning itself as woke pop culture escapism when it really traffics in the same insulting stereotypical sticks and stones that have long been thrown. That sounds like a guy with an autistic child that's just like, fuck this movie. And
Yeah,
it's like,
like-
dude, come on. It was not making fun of autistic people at all.
The guy that
Life's
opened
funny.
that house for autistic people before autism was like a mainstream thing. Fuck that guy.
What an asshole.
Yeah, what a dick.
Fucking, yeah. Anyway, I didn't read any positive reviews because that's pretty much what this pod will be. So, what'd you like about this movie? Dislike about the movie? Tell you what, you didn't bring notes. I'll just read.
No,
Okay.
you go, and I'll just interject.
Perhaps it's the autism in me. Not that I have any autism.
It's a spectrum. We're all on it.
But the story really stays to the point and doesn't like veer off a lot. Like I feel like everything flows and, we kind of do it's hard to pull off that thing where you're telling this storyline and this storyline and this storyline all at the same time. And I feel like it does it very well and nothing's like out of place.
I agree with that because when it's a linear thing and when it says like it's got this scene to this scene and you might have a question, well, why is he that way? And then it does have that flashback to the dad like under the bridge with the kids when it's raining and he's like, you got to go fight, or he's with you're like, well, why is that dad doing that? Like why is Ben Affleck's character the way he is? And you go, okay, well, I don't know. And then all of a sudden one pops up and you're like, oh, that's why. Right. So I thought it was good in the placing of them. I didn't think it was like zigzaggy-esque like that one said.
Like the Rotten Tomatoes
yeah,
guy
yeah.
says, yeah. Yeah, fuck those guys. Honestly.
Fuck that guy.
So yeah, good backstory, character development, while at the same time, staying in your main conflict and like not having a boring, it doesn't lack. I love all the socially awkward stuff with him. Just like he gives like the little half smile like after just brutally like choking someone out in front of the old couple, and then he's just kind of like gives a little wave.
It was one of those like, and again, this is me not knowing autism all that well, but it was just like, oh, I should wave because I see them and I'm saying bye, hi, bye.
Yeah,
like,
it's the like I should say something.
Yeah.
So he's like, oh yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's all great. I can't think of anything I really don't like. So I'm sure. And then we read the Rotten Tomatoes stuff, but my last sentence was, so let's see what all the assholes have bad to say. The only thing I could find really that granted, I don't know anything about like weapons, ammunition, all that type of shit, but the only thing I was like, would that guy's tactical vest maintain that blast when he showed? I think it was a flashbang he showed.
I think it was a flashbang, and I would assume yes, but again, I'm not an expert either.
Right, yeah.
So it like to the average viewer, yeah, like that's normal. To like a guy who's an army person or someone who develops that kind of stuff,
right?
Maybe they're like, that's horse shit.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
No.
But other than that, like I didn't have a lot. Like it reminded me the way he shot and how he moves of Keanu Reeves and John Wick. Like it seemed like this is the accurate way to do it. I guess again, me not knowing shit about it.
Yeah, me either.
That's fine. Like it seemed right. The only negative that caught me was in the climax where he gets into John Lithgow's house. Which, side note, I've never seen John Lithgow as a bad guy.
Like serious?
Yeah. One, serious, and two is like a bad guy. So that threw me a little bit.
Dexter season 4, not bad. Like he's the bad guy. He's actually like a psycho serial killer.
I needed to finish that then because I think I ended at like 2 or 3. But
season 4, and then just call it quits because the rest of it's really bad. Anyway, go ahead.
But like they get to that climax and finally, shit, what's his name?
Braxton?
Yeah, what's Braxton's actual name?
What, the actor?
Yeah, the actor.
John Bernthal?
Bernthal finally recognizes that, oh, that's my brother.
Yeah.
And he like goes over and like they start fighting and he like takes out his aggression and you kind of, oh, we're going to connect more dots. And then they sit and then Lithgow comes out and it like just ends. And I was like, well, I get it. Like, I'm not happy with it, but like it makes a bunch of sense because if you think about it through the lens of the accountant, being autistic, he like, oh, I can tell you're mad. Oh, yes, I do know those people.
Yeah,
like finish. He has to finish.
You know what it's like to positively
done.
affect people's lives. Yes,
yeah, and you're just like, oh, all right, yeah. Okay, but like other than that, like. I didn't have any complaints.
Yeah.
I thought it was great. I thought Bernthal character, it almost seemed like you saw more of his childhood character and like the development with that. And the development then with his relationship with his dad and his relationship with his brother. But you didn't see a lot of Bernthal as an actor in this movie. You just kind of got glimpses, I guess.
Yeah.
So that was like the only thing that I had to criticize, which isn't honestly a criticism. It's just like, could have used more, but I don't know.
Could have used more Braxton.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whoever did the child to adult casting on him, I mean, just fucking nailed it. Like like the faces with them. Jesus, was that his kid? I mean, what the fuck, dude? Yeah. That was perfect.
Yep.
Like even in the way he like moved, like
with
the kid
Chris's
moved
character.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, facially, that's
from like very young going into that institute with no glasses to like fighting to then Ben Affleck's character. You were just like, oh, like there was never a time in my mind I was like, that seems weird. That doesn't make sense. You could do better. You know, I thought it was like hand in hand, everything that was like, oh, yeah, I like it.
Yeah. Perfect, yeah. So bad summary. The whole inspiration for Bad Summary was from a fucking HBO Max summary that it like says it, but it's like also no, that doesn't sum up the movie really at all. Like it's like a I don't know what the Max summary for this one was. An accountant must trade in his pocket protector for an AK-47 in this action-packed thriller. And I was like, okay.
I went a different route and was like 1960s through 1980s Army veteran dad, divorced dad, doesn't know how to handle autistic child. And that was the only, I was just like,
Yeah.
like,
it was just so funny. Like, it's great when literally the inspiration for it, like, they just do it again.
mm-hmm.
So, like, that's the Max one. And then, like, again, no, it doesn't work. So mine, I had two because, I mean, the first one, like I said at the top of the pod, happy tax season.
Mm-hmm.
Or our collector leaves town.
It's so basic and like it's such a small iota of the movie that's great.
Yep.
Which, by the way, we haven't touched on. Like, is it Kendrick is who?
Dana.
Yeah, she was like low key awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And then the relationship between both of them was good. But the fact that like maybe it's like the Bond thing or the action movie thing.
Sure.
But like the other part that I loved about that movie, getting into his like Airstream trailer, and he's like opening doors, and it's like money,
Yeah.
gold bars,
comics,
and then like baseball. It's like any number of currency, and then you look over, and it's I can't remember the painting, but it's like a very famous painting, and then it's like, well, that's probably worth millions of dollars.
Right.
And then like when she gets in there and she's like, tell me that's not an original Pollock. And he's like, we need to go. He's like, we should go. And you're like, oh shit. It's like the small details in that are fucking fantastic.
Yeah. Bad casting. Because again, this was not bad casting in this movie.
Yeah, thought it was great.
Yeah, and I always go movies the same year. The Do-Over was in 2016, so I'm gonna stick Sandler and Spade as Christian and Braxton.
That would be pretty funny. Who's the autistic Christian?
Oh, it's Sandler.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Little David Spade is
Sandler always gets.
Dude,
the
that
lead.
kind of
What are you
makes
talking about?
sense,
Come on.
though. That kind of makes sense because Affleck is taller than Bernthal, and you could see Bernthal as a younger brother. So there you go. That
Yep.
makes sense.
And then, see, Jennifer Garner was in a movie called Miracles from Heaven that year, so she can be Dana.
We should do that one next.
No. And I feel like that's really bad because Dana has a very like meek, helpless vibe to her, and not
Yes.
that Jennifer Garner is like The Rock or something, but like it's just less fitting to the movie. So anyway, yeah, I mean it's fine if you don't.
I flipped it,
Okay.
and I thought female leads,
Okay.
and I don't know why, but I like in my mind I pictured like could be successful or could be fucking terrible, like throwing Halle Berry and being like, all right, you're autistic, go. And like
Day of too. Just
yeah,
Here's the
it's
script.
like, hey, here's the script.
and,
By the way, you're autistic, go.
Yeah.
And it was one of those. I was like, oh yeah, let's do that. And then I was trying to think like, all right, who's another big time actor that could play like a little sister? And for whatever reason, like the funny thing got me, and it was either gonna be the chick from The Heat,
What, McCarthy?
McCarthy.
Okay.
It was either gonna be McCarthy to try to like be serious, or it was
Just
going
be her character in the Heat.
actually, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, like legitimately, like just be your character in the Heat, but you're not a cop. You're a spec ops, like special private security person.
Yeah.
And then I was trying to think like Lithgow, who would you do? And I didn't have anyone good, and I was trying to go through like who's a funny guy who I've never seen serious like pull it off.
Yeah.
And Sandler came up, and I was trying to think like comedians we like, but I couldn't like pinpoint a comedian who is an actor also that would be
just
good.
throw
There.
Shane Gillis in there.
You could put Gillis in there of just because tall white,
Yeah.
like he's just
It's very
like,
important to the role.
Yeah.
Tall and white.
yeah. So it was one of those you were like, okay, well maybe we could do that. And then I started like going off of like the other side, so the two cops, and you're like, well, I don't like they played a significant role, but they didn't. They played a significant role, but they weren't main characters, I guess you could say. So I was looking at like
You don't gotta do the whole cast and crew. I mean,
I know,
dude,
but
I
it
always
was
pick,
one of
like,
those,
two
like,
or three main characters.
it was
you
one of
know?
those like so it's like Affleck, Bernthal, and Lithgow take like the main lead in this.
Mhm.
You could argue it, and then like the flip side, the other like, oh, what's the other story that they have going on? Would be I don't know the actress's name that plays the analyst who turns into an agent, and then it's the dude from Spider-Man who plays the director of the Treasury.
Oh, yeah, J.K.
Simmons, that's right. So I was trying to like pinpoint one of those, and like that was the other thing I couldn't do it. So it was like I like boiled it down to like Michael Scott as like the character who's gonna do that. So I was like, all right, well, Steve Carell, and then like I thought about flip flopping like between male and female, and then my brain went to like, well, if you're gonna do Michael Scott, like do BJ. Like again from the office, because it's just like small sidekick kind of thing, and like they could have a little repertoire and all that, and like Michael has abused BJ, that type of thing, and so it was one of those things where you're like, fuck it, like go at it.
Sure. Then bad trailer. I think you could play some eerie music with some like of those high string plucks that clink, clink, you know how those like horror trailers do. And I think you showed Dana and Christian, like when she kind of annoys him at the beginning, and then like show him shooting guys that, that attack her in the apartment, and make it seem like those guys are protecting her, and that he's like after her, right? And
he's out to get her.
You portray the trailer as if he wants her dead because she annoyed him in the beginning.
Like he's on that level of autism where he's like, no, this is like a long-term thing.
It's over now.
I'm
You
gonna
need to
plot it.
die.
I'm gonna kill her.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only thing I could picture was like the small iota of the scene where she's like minding her own business and like getting back in her apartment, and those dudes are going to kill her, and like you just snippet that whole thing, and then you're just like small time accountant finds big problem, and that's like it, and you're just like, well, what? Like more,
Yeah.
and then it just like shows like in the back end it's just like Lithgow, Affleck, Bernthal.
Time for your audit.
Yeah, and you're just like, they weren't in the trailer at all. What is going on? It's just like people trying to beat the shit out of Anna Kendrick.
Just make it all about her.
Yeah.
Kendrick's so hot right now.
Sex sells.
All right, so talking points and such. So obviously the dad went a little unconventional approach to handling his son's autism.
Although I have to agree.
Sure.
But the main point that I thought was he understood repetition calms him down.
Mm-hmm.
And even though he doesn't like touching or being close, the dad was still able to like hold him and calm him down instead of him like freaking out.
Yeah.
So it was like, okay, well, he understood on some level how to help his son get back to like a normal heartbeat and a normal like perspective and stuff. So it was like, well, he's not like the worst dad in the world.
No, I wasn't saying he's a bad dad at all. Just saying like what, like, you know, I mean, you kind of just said it, but like what you thought of like just his decision to handle it that way.
Yeah, and obviously I wouldn't shove my kid out to get the shit beat out of him being like, I need to know his breaking point.
Yeah.
Like, what is autism?
Who is autism and how does he know Blofeld?
Why is autism?
And, yeah, I mean, obviously the mom sucks.
Oh, dude.
Right.
They made her the worst character in the whole movie.
Yeah. I mean, there's probably a point you can almost see her perspective where, just, Braxton, young Braxton's just like, fuck you, get out of here.
Yeah.
Obviously there's a point where you can see kind of like why she's annoyed, but obviously she definitely didn't sign, like you can even see in the interview at, you know, the special needs like place they were at, you know, the little sanctuary deal, whatever you want to call that, the facility.
Facility would be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could obviously see where she's, even then when they're trying to get him help, not completely in love with the idea that she has an autistic son.
Do you think
and resents it a little bit.
Yeah, 100%. But do you think it was okay if you would have fast forwarded that family structure to, I'm assuming we're gonna say that was like late 70s, early 80s ish.
Right.
If we're gonna fast forward that, do you think it would be different and she would have a different outlook if it was like 2005? Do you think it was just the times at which she was like, this is foreign, I don't know, he's not normal?
Right.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Because I took it as the same way, where it was like she's disassociated herself already from the family. She's like, this isn't what I signed up for, like you said. This doesn't make me happy. But then I also brought into my brain of like, well, he's like an army guy, so he might be gone a lot.
Right.
And she has to take care of two kids being difficult, one of them being very difficult, being autistic. They don't have a term for it at the time, or, you know, that type of thing, where it was just like, okay. And I think you're right. Like, she's at her end.
Yeah.
She needs to get the fuck out of there. But still, it's like two kids that need a mom, and the mom's just like, I'm done.
Right.
So in my brain, I was just like, dude, get the fuck out of here. Like, just like Braxton, like,
Yeah.
get the fuck out of here. Like, we're not going to help.
Right.
And I think that was the scene that coincides with that scene when she leaves, when Affleck's just like it was either industrial or heavy metal music and the strobe light, and then taking the like thing to his leg. That threw me for the first time when I saw it. I was just like, well, huh? Like, and I didn't get it. I guess I just didn't get it.
Sure.
And all I could think about was he was trying to like focus, and maybe every little thing like shot him back to a memory to focus, to like relieve something in him, maybe. I don't know. And, like, it was a very odd scene to me.
Well, I think definitely that's what his dad taught him, was like every night fucking heavy metal music and strobe lights, because you hate both those things, so learn to be like calm during those things.
Ooh, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
But also then, like, I mean, if you're alone as much as Christian is, right, like all you have are everything that's ever happened to you, right?
Yeah.
And
Well,
so if your mom is dead and now your dad is dead,
Mhm.
you haven't talked to your brother in some time, you know, and so then all you just have is you, and there's shit going on, and, you know, you didn't get to finish. And so, like, the memories of, like, you know, what disturbed you in your past are then coming up because something has disturbed you in your present. He can't finish. He told him to go away.
Yep.
You know, that whole bit. And so that's, like, I think, I mean, until I took all that.
That's a good point. There's no outlet, I guess. you don't buy material things. You don't have like he has one fork, one knife, one spoon. He uses the same plate every night. He cooks the same meal. He does the same routine every single day. Which I guess there's no outlet to like give out that stress outside of that. So that would make sense that is his stressor of like, you don't like this, just do it. You don't like this, just do it. This makes you awkward. This is uncomfortable, just do it. And I guess that would be the big thing is like his life is so quiet and planned out that you need some type of interference to make your brain go back to normal, I guess. So I didn't even think about it that way, but yeah, that's good.
Also, on the funny side of it, so do you think Christian's a virgin?
Yes. Whoa. Yes.
Okay, because
do you think
here
he
was the
banged
side.
the girl that doesn't talk?
It's possible.
Beautiful.
Also, one slight continuity thing. Do you think him and Justine just hung out that day when he was at the facility as a kid, and that's where that picture comes from? Because the dad seemed very against letting him stay for the summer. You know, so I'm just wondering when, as a kid, Christian gets that time, then there's a picture of him and Justine.
I think that dad gave in and let him stay to see if there was a change. But it was like one summer type of thing.
Yeah.
Like it was very quick. It was like, hey, stay a week. Let's see if there's a change. Let's see if you can tell me anything. I'm sure the like guy that headed everything up was like, no. Like we need a month or two to like get a good sample size. But I would like to think that like he stayed there for an extended period of time, and it wasn't just like that type of thing where he was like, oh, I made this connection, this strong bond.
You think maybe after mom left, I think maybe he got some time in?
That could have been.
I don't know.
Well, the timeline's kind of weird because when mom left and he started the fight, then he went to prison, then he met the old dude who was helping him. He met Bluth.
Yeah, George Bluth.
Yeah, he met Bluth in prison.
Oh, man, I should have went that way with fucking bad summaries. It's like somehow tie Arrested Development in there.
Exactly.
Oh, well.
But yeah, he meets Bluth and like, so I don't know timeline wise. I guarantee he has time after that to go back and like connect as best you can. Well, that's the other question I guess now that's popping up is like, how big of a connection can he make with her if she's nonverbal and she's the way she is and he's the way he is? But with that said,
well, let's be clear. I don't think that they were banging. My thought is that his dad is so like, you know, this is what you do here. You know, like I can see his dad just like getting a prostitute and being like, okay, that right there, son. You know, and just
you
like
put your wiener in that. And he goes, now, and he goes,
you want to touch her there? You want to kiss though? You want to, you know, just like, just giving him the layout.
Well, he's an army guy, so you're just like, this is what a man does.
Right, yeah.
And you're like,
Jesus. Do it!
Yeah.
And he's just like down there, right? You know.
Why are you yelling at me?
Just like when he's 18, of course, so it's nothing weird.
Nah,
you know, he turns 18, he buys a prostitute. He's like, all right, son.
Spent a lot of time in Cambodia.
Maybe so. All right. Anyway, non-silly. Does it take away from how cool Christian is that essentially, you know, as you find out, the government basically has him and just could like bag him anytime, and it's just that he's so helpful with some of these like big crime thing, like these big busts for King.
I think it adds to it. I don't think it subtracts from it.
Yeah?
Yeah, I enjoyed that. So from Christian's character, I think it added. From Simmons' character, I think it subtracted. When you find out that the very beginning of the movie is Simmons with the, you know, back of the head, and then later in the movie, he like, oh no, I'm a terrible cop. Oh no, I'm a terrible this. But I was a good dad. I didn't fail at that. Blah blah blah. And then he's like, okay,
just walks away.
He just walked. Yeah, he didn't say shit, but he's like, oh.
Well, because he's autistic, and now like King's having a moment, and he's just like, I'm actually very uncomfortable now.
Yeah. I mean, like, I don't think, like, it made it seem, maybe that's where people are saying, like, oh, there's a couple different stories.
Sure.
But, like, I don't think it took away from it. I think it just added a different iota of perspective to something, because it's like, you're absolutely right. He's Batman. He's the vigilante. He's the guy that's doing bad but doing good as well, and the good offsets the bad at the time. And so I think it helped in that aspect. I think it wasn't needed to have the analysts like background get brought up and like, oh, you lied on a federal application, I'm gonna twist your arm or you're gonna go to prison.
That one was strange, yeah.
And it was just like, well, I'm retiring in a month, so you better fucking figure this out. I haven't been able to figure it out for years. And you're just like, what? But I don't know, like it that seemed like fluff. Simmons' role didn't seem like fluff. And then they transitioned her into his role, essentially. And I think that tied everything together with a nice little bow, but I didn't think that was necessary. Like, I think if you just had Simmons' point of view and you had like an assistant instead of an analyst that he like basically like held hand to the fire, it would have been better. Or maybe it wouldn't have been. I don't know. Like, because here's the other thing. Like, now I'm thinking of like the next movie. Like, well, are they gonna bring everyone back? Are they gonna tie?
I watched the trailer today. I'm not overly excited. Also, I'm open to it because, I mean, you can't just make the same movie again, you know. So I'm not just going like, well, why isn't it like the last one? You know, like it does go more. It looks more like they're going the sort of comedy route.
Oh, well,
not
we'll
like
see.
fully, but like definitely more moments.
Yeah,
you know, like that. So I mean, I'm very open to it. I'm hoping it's really good. My expectations are definitely tempered.
We'll see. It's gonna be like the government turns on the brothers.
Doesn't look that way.
They
no.
have to kill the government.
Who is this government, and how does he know Blofeld?
Yeah.
Anyway, too many Bond movies. That's like my go-to line at this point. It's like,
Yeah, it's great.
Who is this Smith, and how does he know Blofeld?
I don't know. Besides that, like I thought it wrapped up well. I thought it like. I don't have any like critiques as far as like, well, this could have been better this way, or if they would have changed A, B, C, and D, it would have felt better or cleaner. I thought it was fine.
Yeah, no, I love the movie. I'm hoping the second one lives up. I have two things. Favorite quotes I wrote out. Do you like it? Right in the beginning of the movie. Do you like it? I made it myself. No, not particularly.
Yeah.
And then not long after that, my daughter's meeting me for lunch. I think you two might just hit it off. Nice to see you.
Yeah.
Shuts the door.
Slams the door.
I like the little press conference that I don't remember our girl's name that's under King, but
Says the same exact
she's like
thing.
walking out of the room. Could you answer the whistleblower question? No.
Yeah.
Tell Elliot Ness to get his feet off the furniture. Now that, I think, I mean, because obviously, I mean, The Untouchables is a little overrated, honestly. But, oh yeah. If you look into Elliot Ness, which I don't know how much you have, his, I mean, go back and watch the Untouchables podcast. But
I had to pee. Give me time out.
you could have waited till like a good stopping point
Nope.
so that I could like hard. Okay.
You'll edit. It'll be great. This will be good for editing.
Mike has the bladder of a 4-year-old, and we're back.
4-year-old tiny lady.
So anyway, how I was saying, if you go back, we did a little look back on the Elliot Ness stuff, and I just think it's funny that they call him Elliot Ness because number one, he's a Treasury agent, so obviously there's your first clue.
Good callback.
And then the fact that Elliot Ness really didn't have that illustrious of a career afterward, and was a drunk and went broke, and all of it's very funny. And so the fact that we're calling Raymond King, who calls himself a lousy agent, Elliot Ness, I think is all just perfect. So, yeah.
Side note question: in The Untouchables, is Elliot Ness Costner or Connery?
Costner.
Costner. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. That's fair.
I like when the Braxton and Christian meet up later, and then he's like, try to keep you away from I have dangerous clients. He's like, I'm considered pretty dangerous myself. You've made improvements.
He laughs and has just bloody teeth.
Oh,
He's like, I'm pretty dangerous myself.
Yeah. You and me being here, man, what are the odds? Well, statistically speaking, it's rhetorical, man.
Yeah. Yep.
And then he's like, I was just saying.
I was trying to be
Like, he's a
funny.
fucking little kid again. Immediately, I was just saying.
You're probably gonna say it anyway, but the back end of that also just name a place. I want to see you again. Name a place. He goes, how will I find you? He goes, you won't. I'll find you.
Yeah.
I'm just like, corny, cheesy, but I get it. Like, it makes sense.
Yeah. Too much to write out, but Braxton joking around about violating Ed's wife, the guy he tells to.
Dude, he has him do the overdose for the insulin.
Yeah.
Like, what am I, a bad guy? I'm not gonna do that. Sometimes I just say things.
Just like I just wrote the one thing down where he's just like, Ed, no one's gonna violate your life.
Yeah. It's like, no one's gonna do it. No one's gonna do it. Sometimes I think things.
Yeah. Christian brutally murders that dude in front of Dana, and then we should go. It's great.
I love that.
And then same thing, like, no, I don't live here. This is a storage unit. That would be weird. She's like,
weird.
That's what would be weird?
Yeah. I can come in and hook up and be out of here in 12 minutes. Typically. Usually, yeah.
And then, so this is my last talking point, which we might not get much out of, but just thought it was interesting. When he has the memory of being in the car in the rain to fight the French kids with his dad and Braxton. Mm-hmm. His dad says in the car, "You're different. Sooner or later, that scares people," and that's what's replaying as he's staring at Dana sleeping before he leaves. And so, do you think that like the love story part of it with him and Dana doesn't like? Is he just like, okay, I'm not gonna put this girl in danger. I'm just gonna keep her safe. I'm gonna leave. Or does he not pursue it at all because like he's just took what his dad said to heart there, which is, you're different, sooner or later that scares people, and so he's like staring at Dana like this probably can't ever be, because of what old dad said.
I think it's a mixture of both, but it's also like in fun option number 3 of like socially he has a hard time bridging that gap.
Yeah.
Like, and he's functioning autism, but he's not like breaking down borders with people type of functioning. He's like, I can be in society. I'm a genius. I can do all of these other things. Mm-hmm. But I think it's more or less because you can kind of like, you can tell Affleck plays the character where he's like, I really feel for her. I care for her. And he says it in like, he makes up these excuses why he picked the fancy hotel, and then he's just basically like, well, I thought you'd really like it.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, well, he feels something for her. He wants to impress her. He likes her. I thought that because she liked numbers, because she opened up when they were sitting outside eating lunch, and he actually like tried to make conversation with her. That was like a big step. And then I thought, like, later through everything, that's why he was like, well, I feel something towards her. I need to save her life. And I think it's going to continue into the next movie. And we're going to see more of her.
She was not in the trailer, by the way.
Oh,
whatsoever.
No. Maybe
the trailer...
She's dead.
The trailer...
She's just dead.
Our new Treasury agent, which, again, I can't remember her character's name.
It's the black chick?
Yeah.
Okay.
She is like, Raymond King's dead.
Who killed him?
Like, someone killed him, and we got to figure this out, and yada, 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 yada.
The accountant's the one.
Yeah.
I hope we're just
him and
surprised.
Braxton. By the way, it looks kind of like buddy cop comedy type shit. Like I was saying, so
Buddy cop autism.
buddy cop autism.
It's a woke fucking.
It's our new genre.
What? Beverly Hills Cop.
Yeah,
Instead of black, he's autistic. Let's whitewash it.
black guy and the normal guy.
Yeah. Oh.
Or wait, black.
Oh.
Damn it, it came out wrong too. The autistic guy and the normal guy.
Yeah. One's funny, one's white.
All right. Anyway, and then just funny one. Would you ever answer the door again if you were Dana?
Oh, absolutely
Just-
not.
yeah,
I would
I mean-
have such PTSD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like just deliver uniform. Fuck that. Just shut the door.
Well, the other funny thing, in that scene where the guy, he literally is just like someone knocks on the door and the guy's like, "We're killing this bitch." Like, what?
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, I'm just gonna."
Yeah.
He just gets shot right in the face, and you're just like,
You
"Yeah, we all
suck
saw
at
that
this.
coming.
Yeah.
Like, you're terrible. You're the worst henchman."
You're awful at this.
Yeah. I don't know.
That's pretty much all I got. So unless you got any any other closing thoughts?
I don't think so.
You're super excited for the second Accountant movie?
Look, out of the two of us, I'm the one that has so much hope for things,
Sure.
and like I hope they kill it. And
I have
hope,
tempered my expectations. I'm not saying I'm expecting it to be bad. I'm just saying
I'm not thinking it's going to be like the greatest movie I've ever seen. I'm just thinking it's going to be a good continuation of the first story and a bridge to the second story.
Right.
And so I'm hoping that they just don't like cash grab, I guess is the best way to put it, and like big names and a like good starting story just like railroaded into the ground. I'm hoping it's going to be good.
I think I think it's important to keep in mind when you watch any sequel just how rare a great sequel is.
Mm-hmm.
Like The Godfather 2 is sort of unprecedented.
Oh, it's a
Terminator
unicorn.
2 sort of unprecedented. You know, I mean Terminator 2 was even better than the first movie. Some people would argue about the two Godfather movies. I disagree, but I do really love Godfather 2. And it's just hard because, especially with this one where you have such a unicorn movie like The Accountant, like there's not a lot of movies like that and then structured this way, and so I think it would be you if you just did a similar plot again, just including his brother this time for the second movie, I don't think it would work. And so you almost do have to change themes a little bit, which is just in turn going to make it sort of not as good a movie. So we'll see.
Do you think they could make this into a franchise? Like like an autistic Jason Bourne.
I prefer an autistic James Bond.
We could do that too.
depending
That's fine.
on depending on the quality of the movie. I mean, if the quality of movie stays up, then I guess maybe a Jason Bourne.
Do you think if this next one makes a lot of money that they're going to make a third?
Let's see plot wise how the second one goes, because I don't want them just like looking under shit. Like, is there a plot point under? Where can we find something else to write a third movie about?
Well, they've kind of left it open-ended because The Accountant deals with bad people.
I mean, really,
And
you don't
he
have to
could-
do shit off of this movie, by the way.
Yeah, that's true.
There's no, like, it's not needed.
You don't have to
It's
connect
not, like, you are choosing to do it, which is fine. I like the choice. Let's see it. And it's an original thing for once, so I'm not like, why are we doing Dracula again? Or whatever the fuck, right?
Yeah. Nosferatu.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I just hope we don't get let down.
Yep.
I'm expecting a soft 4, and I'll be really excited if we get like a hard 6.5.
If I could be 6.5 hard, that would be. All right. Well, thank
Cheers,
you
enjoy that.
watching or listening. Instagram, Twitter, Content Crisis, emails, Content Crisis Hotline, yahoo.com. Questions, death threats, anything. What?
Plug your sports.
Well, I mean, no one watches, but sure.
Doesn't matter.
Bottom of the Barrel Sports. Pretty much, not pretty much. We are audio only, but Bottom of the Barrel Sports. Tony and Tyler.
On Spotify.
On Spotify, Apple Podcasts. I think most places you get your podcast. Fucking email me at consecratedhotline@yahoo.com if, I missed something.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Cheers.
Anyway, I mean, you can send us whatever. Dick pics, tit pics,
Butthole pics.
Butthole pics, preferred. But yeah. All right. Anyway, thanks. Bye.
Bye-bye. Omaha.